All right, my friends, I invite you to enjoy this experience with me. So just close your eyes. Imagine you're in Japan. You're soaking in a hot natural mineral bath outside. The hot sun is warming your muscles, feeling nice and relaxed. You're looking out over the lush green mountains and enjoying this peaceful spa-like experience. So what do you think? Would you enjoy something like that? Stick around, watch the rest of this video, and I'll give you the insight into one of the onsen that I visited called Yufuin Onsen, and hope you enjoy the rest of this. All right, so first, what is an onsen? Well, it's a natural hot spring, and it comes out of the earth. Hot water, certain mineral content. It is regulated by the government that it can't be called an onsen if it's not those things. If it's just hot water that they're pulling out of the tap, well, that's not an onsen. That can be called a hot water bath or something, but onsen actually has to be natural mineral water. So, of course, these have been around for millennia, and Japanese really love the onsen experience, and people have been enjoying them for centuries, if not thousands of years. So over time, of course, hotels have built over them. Inns, the traditional Japanese inns called a ryokan, which is they're wood, and they're tatami mat, which is like the rice mat floors, and you wear the yukata, which is sort of like a very thin kimono, so you know what I mean. You wear slippers, and Western clothes are sort of gone, and you're in the total immersive experience. And stayed at a lot of those all over Japan. And there's also just other ones that are outside just naturally, and they build a pool, and they build changing facilities, things like that. Sometimes a small restaurant or a place to get tea or something like that, but they're not attached to a hotel. You just pay your entrance fee, and easy to do. So there are, I think, 25,000 onsen all over Japan, and I believe a few hundred of them, or maybe even a few thousand, are actually developed. So you can find them all over Japan, and I have been to them all over Japan. It's really cool experiences, really different experiences. If you just go to the some cities actually, some towns actually just have them flowing out in the streets. You just have to pay, just pull off your shoes and jump in. Other places are of course 100% natural. You just along the side of a road, people just go off, strip down naked, and jump in. But other ones, of course, the ones that are attached to the inns and the hotels will usually have a much higher price tag, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 a night. I've paid some pretty expensive places, but a lot of those include the meals too. So it is a fully immersive experience. And then there's other ones that are just like just the private places that have the nice sort of spa that you can go to, and it might be $15, $20 to enjoy a day there. So that's the basics of what onsen are. So stick around and just hold on for a minute. I'm going to switch over to the screen, and we'll watch some videos and pictures and let you relive this experience with me. All right, let's go. All right, get us situated here a little bit. Where is the Yufuin onsen town where we're talking about? So here's the country of Japan. Obviously, here's the giant city of Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, Kobe, and we're down here on the island of Kyushu. So most people will probably fly into Fukuoka, and then we're going right down around here. Let me zoom in a little bit, and you can see. I believe we took the train from Fukuoka to Oita, and then here you are, Yufuin Onsen town. Mount Yufu is there. Beppu is another onsen town, which I'll make another video about, but there's lots of onsen around this area, lots of hot springs. So here we are, just getting off the trip started in the old train station. Probably this is Oita. Like, better get some food. I love how train stations are in Japan. Just basically they're like shopping malls for a lot of them. Lots and lots of restaurants because people are commuting. So thought we'd stop in and get a little shin ramen. Shin is you can tell the noodles are a little bit different than some ramen, and shin is usually spicy. It's probably what the oil is here. You can see a little bit of rayu here, the hot pepper oil, and then goma, different, hey, what do you know, beer. Can't beat that, and nice toothpicks too when you're done. So yeah, it was a pretty good little meal for, I think it might have been $500 or $600 in, something like that. So probably around $5 or $6. And I can't pass a beautiful vending machine. One of my minor fascinations about Japan is how beautiful the vending machines are. They're just lit up, and especially at night. I don't know, I just love them. Just little goofy things that I like about Japan. So here we are at the train station. Again, I think this is probably Oita, but I don't remember for sure. And yeah, little kiosk, and everybody, hey, they're actually named kiosk. That's just the brand name of the little shops that are usually in the train stations. On a salaryman getting ready to come home from work, probably. So here we go. Here comes a train, one of our trains coming, and we're on the way to Yufuin. And the countryside is beautiful, all the rice fields, and nice little river over here. Obviously, a little reflection in the train window, but best we can do here. And thing I love about Japan is the gardens are everywhere, like nice some onions, and you can tell what these are, maybe some peas or something. We're traveling here about May 20th, I think. So springtime is just starting to come into effect, and you can see lots of gardening supplies here. I just love that about Japan. There's gardens everywhere. Here we go. We must be getting near. Here's the Onsen town. Some nice people sitting in the hot spring. And again, just my little fascination with the Japanese gardens. They'll stick gardens everywhere, and they've got the little cold frame here, cold tent, you know. And, look at, I mean, the soil is beautiful, so dark, and you know, volcanic soil, beautiful. More things. Here's a guy plowing his field over here, like probably some bamboo forests over here. Obviously traditional Japanese countryside houses, and more rice fields. What do you know? It is Japan. It is Asia after all. So here we are. We made it to Yufuin, and I love the conductors still wear the white gloves and have a proper uniform and look official, and cool little train. And there's all kinds of hand signals that the conductors do, which maybe I'll make a video on another time. It's pretty fascinating, the reasons they do it and why they do it, but it's kind of enjoyable for me to just watch them do their thing and go through their motions. And Japan train system is great. But see you later, train. Catch you on the flip-flop. So here we are, Yufuin. Here's a cool thing about, look, I mean, here's the train station, and right here is hot springs. So I mean, obviously here's the tracks, and sit your butt down and soak your feet in the warm water. So that's, you know, it's really cool. It's not unique to this town, but I've seen it in a lot of onsen towns. But yeah, I just think it's just a very cool thing about Japan. Little close up on it, and little rails, I guess, for you know, people to help them stand up. I suppose you could sit here and have a little picnic and and just enjoy your feet getting warm. So here we are coming out of the train station, figuring out where to go. As usual, there's usually a nice map when you come out of the train station, shows you the different places. And you know, these tourist towns are set up very well for tourism, so you know, they're pretty organized and pretty much help you get wherever you're trying to get. And most of them have this doesn't look like it has much English, but a lot of them do have English, and there's usually maps and things like that in English speaking people for the tourism board. And here's one of the first onsen hotels we stayed at. And yeah, these hotels, we got a traditional room, tatami mat room, you know, the rice mats, and where you don't wear your shoes in there. And usually as soon as you get in there, you take off your Western clothes, and you put on the yukata, you know, the robes, and you know, you're in lounging, you're in onsen land. So it's pretty relaxing. But you know, from the outside it just looks like a normal hotel, but once you get inside, it's pretty nice and kind of luxurious. Actually, it's pretty expensive too. So they're just a little tourism map and showing you the different places you can go. We did go to some of these places, but I'll make different videos about these. But just a great area, and lots of onsens, lots of hot springs. Walking around the town, you know, the little frog, and it's telling you basically the river levels to be careful, because if it's starting to flood, you know, there's a little man. It's getting high, run away. It's getting you know, it's getting real close, and run away. It's going to overflow. It's going to overflow the levees. So I don't know, everything. I always make fun that everything is cute in Japan. You know, even danger sign. There's a cute little dog and a cute little frog to help you stay safe. And nice little sign: don't throw your trash into the rivers because it'll kill the fish. True. Beautiful rice fields. Just I don't know, I find them fascinating. Obviously the rice is very young. They've just planted them probably within the last few weeks, and this is probably Mount Yufu, I think. And we're just taking a walk again. The way the rice fields are made and terraced, and I just, you know, just brilliant engineering. They fill the water up here at the top, and it runs down through the fields, and you know, reaches its own level, and they have them set, and it goes down to the next field. You know, I find the engineering pretty cool. Just walking through town, and there's a, you know, stream, and a lot of streams. A lot of Japanese towns are like this. They'll wall off around the stream, and so, you know, it's pretty safe, and you don't have to worry about the town flooding. Nice little sign: don't throw your trash. Again, everything's cute in Japan, right? You can see the little fish eating the dead skin off the boys' toes. I've never done that in Japan. I think I've done it in Vietnam and maybe a few other places, but it's kind of kind of a funny feeling. And yeah, just kids having fun and people enjoying. There you go. Enjoy your beer and your food. And yeah, Japanese maple momoji. Beautiful red color. And just walking around the lake, you can see over here there's a building with a traditional rice straw roof. And the lake was a little bit dirty, kind of stinky if I remember. But you can see lots of tourists and the obachans, with their umbrellas. The grandmas kind of all dressed the same in Japan. They have like a certain outfits they wear, and men are kind of like that, wear the hat and the sun protection. And Asians in general, women especially, are scared of the sun. They want to keep their white skin for different cultural reasons that I won't go into here. But yeah, another river, and funny the nice beautiful momiji, the maples. And here we're getting along the side of the lake over here, walking down this boardwalk, beautiful daffodils, and we're going to go over here and sit over here and look over the lake and have some lunch. What do you know? Nice little soba lunch. And again, I just love Japan. Just everything is beautiful in Japan. The artisanship and the work. I mean, the lacquer's coming apart here a little bit, but it's nice. And the cup is beautiful and handmade, and just the pottery. It's just gorgeous. I love the attention to detail in Japan. And I said it was scratch, but it's not. It's actually water, isn't it? So yeah, it is still pretty high class. Got to have a beer with your lunch for sure. And just walking around town, and this is it's springtime, so lots of flowers in Japan are all about their gardens, like I said. And the raccoon, I forget what they call them in the tanuki. He's like a legendary figure. They have tanuki is they always look like this. It's like garden decorations, and he's carrying some sake. He's got a hat on. He's got giant testicles, which you can't see here, but there's all sorts of stories about him, and he's in kids' books and all that stuff. But they're all over Japan. It's pretty cool. But you find the statues of them all over the place. And we go into this little shop. I believe it was alcohol, sake, and what's the other word? I forgot the other word, but it's a different type of liquor. Lots of different varieties. They say from made locally, basically. Yeah, but just the packaging, Japan packaging. And look, this bamboo leaf, and then it's just got this string around it, and like there's little plants back here, and a lot of these are made for gift giving. Japanese omiyagi, if you know about their traditions. I mean, when you go to some place, you have to bring gifts back for your family and your coworkers and things like that. So a lot of these are omiyagi shops, so they're made special to give as gifts. Lots of different cooking sauces, ponzu, and different things like that. But again, just the beautifulness of it, and you don't tend to see as beautiful packaging and decoration in most Western countries. But yeah, Japan is special like that. Again, beautiful. I think this is alcohol again, and I mean it's like pottery sort of vessels, containers. But you look at the prices: $46.50 in. $46.50. So I mean the end's getting weak now, but back in these days it was probably $75. Now that it's weak, it's probably $55 ish. It's about 100 to 1 or even less, just depends, of course. Kind of these paintings, there's similar paintings. I mean just big chunks of wood. I mean really wide old wood, and they sort of talking about how they make probably how they make the sauces or how they make the sake or something like that in the olden days. But yeah, I think it's pretty cute. Again, more Japan weirdness. Maid cafes are one thing, and this is an Alice in Wonderland cafe. So the waitress is dressed like Alice in Wonderland, and you can see. I mean, the food has little eyes, a little nose, and little ears, and this is this is probably the Cheshire Cat, right? I mean, here's like a Cheshire Cat dessert. I mean, look at. I mean, they even put the tail on top of this and make a little face. Here, I guess this is a caterpillar. I mean, made out of sushi, I guess. Very creative. You cannot say it's not creative. It's super creative. But to me it's a little one of those oddity things about Japan, the sort of maid cafes and the probably won't go into it, but yeah, there's definitely a market for it. Usually it's not always men, but a lot of times it is, and sometimes it's families, sometimes it's kids who like this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's cute. And then walking down this little shops, and it's funny, hey, Frozen everywhere, Frozen. And I assume it's
licensed, but you never know. If it's in Japan, it's probably done by the book. If this was Mexico or Africa, probably not, you know, probably, or China, probably a lot of bootleg stuff, but Japan probably does it right. And look at it, I mean, the stone roofs and everything. It's kind of meant to look like a, you know, like a storybook sort of town. And again, just beautiful plants in this little shop. Just so pretty walking around Japan. Just the attention to detail and the nature and appreciating the each season. Soft ice cream, a little cow eating some ice cream, cafe dolce. And this is another cool thing, Snoopy Cafe. So if you're not familiar, in Japan, Snoopy is the star. There's no Charlie Brown. There's no really the rest of Peanuts. They call it Snoopy and Friends when they reference all of them, the rest of them, which is, you know, weird coming from the United States where, you know, Linus and Schroeder and Charlie Brown are the heroes. But I asked some Japanese about it. They said because Snoopy's cute, you know, again, so they like Snoopy, and that's the way it is. But I mean, it's clever, right? Here's a egg. I guess it's the egg made to look like Snoopy's little nose and eyes. Snoopy rice, Snoopy, probably a little stamp of Snoopy on the pancake. What is this dog? I guess it's maybe a dog paw. And anyway, just cute, you know, things they like. Here's the whole Snoopy Cafe in Yufuin, and as I say, everything's cute in Japan. More shops, more tourist shops. And then finally, hey, we're looking at some onsen. So this is one of the, obviously you can see indoor and then outdoor, and a place where you wash off. And there's a cold dip pool there. This one's looking a little rough around the edges, but I always love these signs. Every onsen has these because, you know, there's a different tradition. There's the way you do it in Japan, and there's, you know, they don't want a bunch of foreigners doing a bunch of dumb stuff. So I always get a kick out of it. Some of them are better than others, but they're usually kind of comical. Please take off your underwear because, yeah, when you're in an onsen, you don't wear clothes. It's 100% naked. Wash yourself first. Yes, you do. You do a wash. You don't go like a lot of places in the West. We use the bathtub to clean, right? But no, in Japan, you clean off in the shower first, and then you sit in the hot tub because you're going to be, you know, sharing the water with strangers. You don't want your funk polluting the water and, you know, getting on strangers. So that's what you do. Don't take your little towel. You're always given a little hand towel, and which is what men usually use to cover up their privates because, yeah, sometimes the guys like to scope you out, which is, I asked somebody about it once, and they're like, well, yeah, we're Japanese are always curious about foreigners. We hear their packages are, you know, they're so big. So, you know, the guys sometimes want to check you out, but it's common, men, Japanese and Western men, you have a little towel and you cover your privates when you're walking around. I'm not sure how women do in their side because they are separated, men and women. Though I have been in some outside, men and women do them the same. But yeah, different thing. Do not run. Clever. I mean, makes sense. Don't take photos. Well, here I was taking a photo. Don't wash your clothes. Yeah, and you know, be dry before you come out, and don't take a hot bath after a meal or after you're drinking. So inside, a little dirty window. And here I am sitting outside, checking out the views, soaking up the hot water. And you know, all in sense, of course, it's natural. It just depends where they come from and how hot the water is. I mean, you know, 90. Of course, our body is 98.6, so it feels like, oh, you know, 98 feels cold. So, you know, you get into 105, 110, 120. Some places are, you know, probably even 130, and some of them are super hot. You can't hardly sit in. Japanese love it. Love to be super hot, and then they'll jump in a cold pool afterwards. But yeah, I don't know. It's beautiful, right? Just you're sitting here in the wilderness, looking up into the mountains, and enjoying the hot springs. Here's the sauna. Here's what I mean. This is another thing about the way you do things in Japan. Most men will get one of these buckets and they will grab some water out of the onsen and then pour it over their shoulders a couple times. Some of them will pour over the head, but mostly just your shoulders. You know, this is again, it's supposed to, I guess, get you used to the water instead of shocking yourself by jumping in. But yeah, like a Japanese man will never just jump into the pool without first dousing himself and getting him warmed up. So again, this is another same thing, but this is funny. If you can see here, Therme Roma. So the guy's in like in a toga. He's got like a Roman haircut. And he's basically the same rules, but look at this dirty guy. And the Japanese man's mad at him because the dirty guy's getting in, washing his clothes, you know, scrubbing. They do make the signs funny. So, but they're still trying to warn it because, you know, foreigners don't know that any better and any different. So they, you know, they come in and do it. Of course, it's in Chinese and Korean and a couple times. Some of them will pour over the head, but mostly just your shoulders. You know, sitting outside, soaking it up. Beautiful. A lot of the water, the water comes out. Most of the times when they build them will be around a place where the water is actually coming out of the earth. But they still may pipe it a little bit just to get it. Maybe it's not quite the right place they want it. But a lot of times I have been to places where it's just literally running out of the rocks and into the pools. So The guy's in like in a toga. He's got like a little other pool over here. Okay, here we go. Lunchtime, dinner time. I just love just the way they do this. Nice little pots, and here they're cooking something for us. And I think we had probably had umeshu. It's probably plum wine, and I like it. This is just made by bamboo, but here I'll see the next picture or next couple pictures you'll see. It just folds up right, and there's like probably I can't remember what that is. And then I can't remember the name of it, but it's a kind of a gelatinous sort of thing. It's good for your digestion. Looks like maybe some tofu. Looks like some mochi, and 3 different kinds of mochi. And then in the pot they're making. I'm vegetarian, so there's no meat in here, but cooking tofu and onions and the mushrooms. And then look, I just like how they shape the carrot. Like I don't know if that's a flower or a face or whatever, but attention to detail. There's a little piece of kombu for flavor, kelp seaweed, and a little beautiful, I think it was potato salad wrapped in pickled cucumber cutie, and then daikon on top, radish on top. And this, we had our own little, it was like a private little dining room, and then the guy, I guess this cart wouldn't fit in, so he comes in there, stands outside and starts cooking for us. So that's a pretty cool experience. It looks like some meat and spinach and different stuff, and then he cooks it all up and then puts it in a bowl and gives it to you. So that's a pretty cool. Again, the attention to detail and customer service is amazing in Japan. Again, I've got some miso soup, some rice, I don't remember what the sauce was, some greens, umeboshi, pickled plum, which is amazing. Can't really tell what that's probably I forget what the name of it is. It's not an onion, it's not quite an onion, but it's pickled, but it tastes similar to like an onion garlicky thing, but again, I forgot the name of it. Good stuff though. Soup continues to cook. We put it in our individual pots, and I mean, again, just the attention to detail. Look, I mean, the cut little carrot here. They cut the ends off of the snow peas. Look at this kabocha. This is a Japanese pumpkin, and they've carved it up to make it look like a leaf. Just it's just so beautiful. Like you just hate to eat some of the things. It's like, oh my god, it's art, but it's gorgeous, just really beautiful. And here we got a piece of sushi wrapped in a leaf from a bamboo shoot, and then like one single I guess it's a fava bean, probably. Like just the attention, like it's not like in America where you have to fill the plate with all kinds of stuff and make you fat, and it's like, we doing this right. This is what you need. This is part of the meal, because as you can tell, it's 8 or 10 courses of food. So it's just gorgeous. And then I've got this here. This is on a hinoki leaf, which is it's like a cypress. It's a type of wood, very aromatic. That's usually what they make the wooden hot tubs out of. But here it is, just for a little flavor. And then these are there's miso on top, 2 different flavors of miso, which is a soybean paste, which I love miso. Love me some miso. They don't really look like goma. They don't look like sesame seeds, but they could be smaller versions or something. And I can't really tell what it is, but it looks kind of like a I think it might be a mushroom, but it looks kind of like a stump, like a piece of wood or something. But yeah, gorgeous. Love me some miso. And then vegetable tempura sauce. It just it's just pretty. Hate to eat it. It's so pretty. Tastes so good. And dessert, again, the perfection of Japan. It's just gorgeous. I mean, first thing is, look, they cut the melon. They separate the melon from the rind, probably all the way up to here. So you just take your fork and cut it. They put the little thing here, I guess, a little wedge of the melon. So I guess so that it's already cut. I mean, just a beautiful little orange. Look at the blueberry is perfect. Beautiful cherry. I mean, there's no blemishes on anything, and it's just so simple and gorgeous in this nice little tray that looks like ice. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then back into another part of the onsen, and you can see there's a guy sitting in these individual tubs, and there's more tubs out here, but they also had as you can see here, another tub, and just another view, another nice place to soak. I usually go in the morning, soak for 30 minutes, and then go in sometimes in the afternoon, but usually in the evening. The Japanese sort of symbiosis with nature and the appreciation of nature, which is really part of the culture, which is it's beautiful, so nice. Sun is coming up. I guess that's a little artistic shot in the bathroom with the mirrors upon mirrors upon mirrors, making an infinity loop sort of thing. But breakfast, I didn't go for green tea. I went for black tea, British tea as they call it. See the little sugar. The sugar comes in these little long tubes in Japan. A couple of sweet breads, greens, like 2 scrambled eggs. Which Japan, they make their eggs a little runny for me. I like mine dry, but what are you gonna do? It's probably this is more like sushi style tamago. egg, they usually add some like sugar and fry them up, and they are sweeter. Tofu, little scallions on top, sauce, and then yeah, Japan salads. Corn is almost always in salads, which I like. I like corn, and then radish shoots and cabbage and probably some tomatoes back there. And usually it's like a vinaigrette with a goma vinaigrette, like a toasted sesame oil vinaigrette. And then again, umeboshi, pickled plums, sour, love them, love them, love them. And then natto. Do you know what natto is? It's fermented soybeans. So you can see there's soybeans. And traditionally, what they would do is wrap them in rice straw, and the rice has certain bacteria on the rice straw has certain bacteria on them, and then that ferments the soybeans, and it makes them, as you can see, they're like gooey and sticky, but they're super nutritious, and it changes the fermentation process, similar to other fermented foods like soy sauce and kimchi and different things like that. It changes the nutritional makeup of it, so it is a lot higher in nutrients than just traditional soybeans. The story about how they came about was supposedly a samurai was cooking his soybeans, and they had to go off to battle, so he wrapped them up in rice and in rice straw and put them next to his horse. And of course, the horse is hot, and then it cooked them. It fermented them. So who knows if that's really true? But then they're like, hey, this is really good. So. Now they're not they may not even be made with rice straw. I've seen them made like that. People make them. I believe you put them outside, and I forget, a few days, a few weeks. I think it's like aging wine or anything, right? The longer you leave it, the funkier they get, and it can sometimes get quite funky, and it's an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like them, and because it is gooey and slimy. But traditionally, you'll dip them in a real spicy, real hot mustard, and that's usually how they come. But I can take it a little bit. I can't eat a ton of it, but I like it. I like it a little bit. But anyway, traditional. Lots of these things are semi-traditional for Japanese breakfast. Mount Yufu, looking out the room, the window, and gorgeous panoramic view. And here we go. Again, this is another onsen, and like so many things in Japan, there are rituals and there are ways that you do things, and there's a way that you shower too, contrary to, I suppose, many other countries in the West or whatever, that you're just going to do what you're going to do, right? And and you're going to get clean, and then you're going to go jump into the onsen, right? But like I said, you have to shower first. And so what you will do is usually you can see over here on these sides, there's the little buckets, and a lot of times they're made out of bamboo. Most of these days they're made out of plastic. But you'll take the bucket, fill it with water, and then you'll rinse off your seat, and then you'll you can adjust the temperature here, and then you'll again throw it over your shoulders a couple of times to warm yourself up. Then you sit your butt down here on the stool. Usually there's shampoo, conditioner, and soap, and you'll wash yourself off and shower off, and then rinse off. And again, Japanese men make a ritual out of it. It's not like a 30-second shower and rinse. It's like they're spending 5 minutes washing every little bit and doing it and doing the whole thing and really enjoying it, so it's cool. But yeah, you can tell the people who've never been to an onsen when they just walk in and just like jump in the pool, and the guys like, oh, no, wow, shower. So again, here's the little container where where the guys will take it and throw it over their shoulder and warm themselves up. This is just a little box that covers up the spigot. And again, same place, just a different morning where the light was a little bit better. And just gorgeous. So here we are going to a different onsen. The ones there were in hotels, but then we also, there's also private places that you can pay for the day or for hours or whatever you want to do. So it's a nice wooded area, walking in and going down this long path through the woods, and getting there. It's down the hill, further down the hill, and then it's nice, just just like a little pool around with rocks. They are natural rock, but this isn't like a natural pool that formed here. They of course made it with concrete and stuff, but it looks pretty natural. And then they've got the this is where you shower part outside, and there's the time, and usually there's a little basket for you put your clothes if you came in. Some places like indoors ones, they'll have a locker with a key that you put on your wrist. A lot of these places were just small. You just put your clothes in a basket, and it's Japan. There's no crime. Nobody's going to steal your clothes. They might steal your bicycle outside, but they're probably not going to steal anything like this. And more parts, you can see the hot water just running out of the rock right into the pool. Pretty cool. Steps to more. Hey, here's your traditional shot of a naked Japanese man. Video wouldn't be complete without that. And you can tell he's not American because he's not 300 pounds. So Asians in general, Japanese are usually in pretty good shape. And he's old and getting a little flabby, but he's still in good shape, much better than Westerners are. So yeah, no more comment on that. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous location. Oh, like here's some azaleas. Yeah, nice springtime flowers. There's the old man again. Yeah, nice view. And the whole here the shower things are outside too, which is nice. Again, you can tell a little bit different. This is a traditional. You can see this one's actually made out of wood as opposed to those plastic ones. Little panorama. And of course I'm not supposed to have a camera in the onsen, but I'm a sneaky guy, so I did. What are you gonna do? And this is really cool. I thought this is. I mean, here it is. The hot water coming out of the out of the earth basically. But here this is interesting. This is a Shimenawa, I think it's what it's called. And usually you'll see these at Shinto shrines. Shinto is one of the two main religions of Japan. Usually people use Shinto for weddings and births, and they'll use Buddhism for death, for funerals and things like that. But so some people say Shinto is not really a religion; it's more like a way of life and tradition. So, but regardless of what that is, but when they hang these things made out of rice, shimenawa, yeah, I think that's what they're called, shimenawa. At the shrines, the Shinto shrines, they're meant as a separation between like on one side is where the gods live and everything's holy, and on the other side is the outside world. So that's usually where you'll see them. But sometimes you'll see them out on a tree or you'll see them on a rock. And Iwakura is, I believe, on the rock, and they're considered. This is like a sacred rock where somebody has said that spirits live. So I don't know who determines that spirits live in this rock as opposed to another rock, but anyway, it's pretty cool that this is here. Again, going to the peaceful nature of the onsen, and you're there to relax and sort of commune with nature and not be checking your cell phone and stuff. But yeah, here's a better view of it. It's gorgeous. And again, you can see this is the traditional rice straw roofs that are they're 1.5 to 2 feet thick, depending on where they are. But I've watched them make them. They're pretty cool. And I think up here, traditionally there would be ventilation coming out of it. Like some guys peeking in. I don't know if he was an attendant or if he was just a visitor. But yeah, sort of a mix of old times plus modern clay roofs. So pretty cool. Again, similar, same view, different view of the same thing. Nice, chilling in the water. Sitting in the water, looking out over the town. There's some more rice fields and there's the mountains left there. And here we are. This is just tourism stuff and some Boys' Day. It was May, so Boys' Day is May 5th. And traditionally, I mean, it's for like 1,000 years. It's been Boys' Day is meant to be a celebration of boys and to wish them a successful life and wish them strength, because the carp, these are meant to be carp, are a symbol of strength and perseverance. Carp will swim up the river and different things like that. So they're meant to help wish boys, a successful life. But sometime, actually, I think in 1948, somehow the government decided that it won't be called Boys' Day anymore. It's going to be called Children's Day, which is I find a little bit odd because there's still a Girls' Day, which is in March. I think March 3rd, 3/3, and May 5th is 5/5. There's a significance to that with numbers and the words in Japan. So there's not a Boys' Day anymore, but there's a Children's Day, but there's still a Girls' Day. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that. And traditionally the people with sons will hang these out, and then we'll put these out in their yard around for a month or so during Boys' Day. And the black one is usually the father, and the red one is the mama, and different colors represent the different children. But this is sort of not the traditional display. A little bit silly, and looks like there's stuffed animals in here. These here at the bottom might be the samurai hat, which also goes with like a samurai helmet. It also goes with Boys' Day. So yeah, anyway, just a thing here, just a normal shop. I don't know what they're selling. Here's the Yamato cat. I don't know if you can see. There's a mama cat carrying a baby cat by the neck, and this is like their door-to-door package service. It's like UPS, but like much better. You can get your stuff the next day or 2 days later, and it'll be cheap, and they'll supply the boxes. But it's like a drop-off location, and so people might buy a lot of souvenirs while they're traveling and then put them in a box and ship it home, and by the time they get off the train and get back home, their stuff will be there, and really reasonable price. And yeah, pretty cool thing about Japan also. So here we go, the just another tourist thing, a little van being pulled on, or not a van, a little tram or a cart being pulled by a horse around town. And then you'll see the man again wearing the white gloves, just like the train conductor did. It's sort of a No, just like a little bit of a throwback to old times, but that's usually what a lot of service people will do, even in the markets and the money taking your money at the shops. So a lot of them will still wear white gloves. I guess it's some sort of a symbol of something. I'm not really sure, but it's cool. It's another interesting thing in Japan, and you can see it. Lots of bicycles in Japan. This is not very many, but yeah, some places you'll go, there's 200 bikes. And then it's getting time to leave Yufuin. So train is on the way. Here it comes, getting close. And we're off to another adventure, going to another onsen town. I believe we went to Beppo Onsen next, which I'll make another video about. But yeah, great time. Yufuin. And if you have a chance to go there, it's one of the many great things you can do in Japan. So hope you enjoyed that.
So what did you think about that? Pretty cool, right? I mean, I guess you can imagine yourself relaxing, chilling out there, and enjoying the weather and enjoying the sun. And I've even been in the wintertime when it's snowing, and it's a completely different experience. The water is hot. It's 110, 120 degrees, and the snow's falling down on you. It's quite a nice experience. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you enjoy it? Was there other places you'd like to see, like to learn about Japan? Anything else you'd like to know? And like I said, I've been going to Japan for over 20 years. I've been there 8 times, I believe. Spent many months there. So I'll be making other videos about different parts of Japan. And so again, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, what you'd like to learn about, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got stories about Japan and other places all over the world, and different crazy stories of weird things that have happened to me and fun things I've done. So I think you'll enjoy it, and appreciate a like, and thank you all very much. Peace.